Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to ollie on a skateboard. So, if you guys don't know what an ollie is, which I'm sure you guys do, it's when you do this. Okay, so that's what we're going to be teaching you. Let's get into it.
Okay, so we're actually going to be showing you in detail, I guess, how to do it. So we're going to represent my hands as my feet, okay? So basically, the first step in an ollie would be popping the board. That's what everyone always says to do, but not many people really know what you're supposed to do. And you're kind of supposed to have it at the ball of your foot, which is just the tip of it, right here. And you're just gonna lick it. But you really, so when I first started doing ollies, I would kind of hit the bottom of the floor or whatever, and the board would just go like this. And I would try to slide it, and it never really worked. What you're supposed to do is flick it, it'll bounce off the floor, and you jump before your foot touches the ground like this. So, like that. And you'll hear a really nice popping sound.
But what you don't want to do is accidentally put too little
pressure, because then it won't hit the floor and it won't pop.
If you also slide your foot too early, that'll pull the board down before it hits the floor and pops.
Yeah, so basically the steps are popping it, but you kind of push it. And then once it's in this motion, you don't want it to just completely rock it. That's what some people call it. You will slide your foot. And you really want to slide it hard, but if you go too far off the board, you'll land and scrape your leg. I've done that many times and it hurts.
Here, can I see your foot that you use to slide?
So when I do an ollie, I put my foot, I usually put it around here.
So if you look right there, see that mark? There's a mark right here. That is from him ollieing. And what you want is the marks to be right here and right here, because that means you're sliding right. You don't want to slide with your toe.
That means
with your
that's
heel. Gonna make the board flip.
That's when you are too far back and you go off the edge.
Yeah.
So you just so you're gonna want to put your foot right here at the edge, this foot. And you want to put it right here, so the tip is hanging on. And then you just put this foot right here. And yeah, so you'll just pop it and slide. Okay, so we're gonna go over steps in order to do a better ollie. And these are things if you don't, because you're not gonna get an ollie right away. So you're gonna wanna do these two simple things. The first one is practicing popping the board. And you don't really wanna do it, you can do it on the board, but you don't really want to start. You'll have one foot off and you'll just pop it, just like that.
Make sure you don't keep your foot on. Just pop it and take it off.
That's basically what's gonna happen.
Once you get that down, you don't even have to think about the amount of pressure you have to apply. That's what you want.
And the other thing is so I don't do a ollie with popping it with this foot, but if you did, you can actually practice it like that. Now you don't really want to get in the habit of doing it like that, but you could if you want to. And so the next step is
pushing down.
Much more simple. It's the sliding. And you're gonna want to just slide. You don't want to do that, because that would obviously be a lot harder.
You want to let your ankle just do its own thing.
And you want to be able to do it fast. You have to and if the board moves while you're doing it, that means that's a good thing.
Yeah, because that means your board is going to flatten out and make it nice and even, and then you do it again. So
another thing is, if you can ollie, if you understand the idea of how to ollie, you're gonna want to practice because it's gonna be hard to ollie and stay on top of the board. So what you can do is you can pop it and just keep this foot on for the sliding bit. And just take this foot off to understand a little more how it works.
Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to land. So one of the first things is, once you have put all those steps together, you should start to get something that looks like I'm not going to do a perfect ollie, but this is sort of what you should be doing. Okay? Something like that. Basically, what you should be doing is when you get off the ground, if you slide right, the board will sort of just level out like this. You don't want it to be like this or to be like this. I mean, sometimes people do it like that so then they can do tricks like that, but you just want it nice and level, and then once it's level, you just sort of land on it like that. So you could, if you want to, you could just practice getting comfortable jumping up and down on your board. You don't want to put too much weight on your back foot, because if you land like that, your board will pop up. But most people have a problem with that once they get comfortable skating with their back foot on.
And also, your back foot might naturally slide forward. That's also kind of a good thing, because then you don't want to land on your tail.
So the common mistake that we had is, or I had at least, is when I would ollie, I feel like I'd either push the board away from me or I'd sort of just back off. Like, I wouldn't even think about landing. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna see how high I can get the board off of the ground. Think a little less on getting the board higher off the ground and think more on landing it. So even if it's a smaller ollie, or even if it doesn't come off, it's better if you land it, because then you start getting higher ollies and you know how to land it. So basically, when the board levels out, you just want to let your feet stay under the board. You don't want to try and pull it out. You sort of just have to commit. So now I'm going to show you guys how to, well, not going to tell you how to do anything. I'm going to be showing you. So put everything together, just like sort of when you first do it, you have to think about it before you do it, because if you just keep on doing this, get back on, you'll get tired and you'll get frustrated. So you want to take your time. So take your time, get your good foot positions, and once your feet are good, just go for it. Okay, so once you land on it, and like you get good at that, you can start doing moving ollies. We're not gonna go over that in this lesson because it's sort of a beginner lesson, but yeah, let's get to the outro.
Your face is glowing.
It's because the sun.
Okay. So, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe.